Oh my gosh. What is going on here? Can you guys see me, hear me, anything? This is crazy. Oh, okay. So are we live? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So hi everybody. Sorry this is starting um like in this way to where you guys saw me just like sitting here clicking around. But welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. This is April and I'm with astrolada.com. I'm here with your weekly forecast for October 13th through the 20th. So thank you guys for your patience. Hey everybody, Spotless Mind, Sophia, Brother Jerry, everybody's here that's here every week. Hey Caroline. Hey everyone. If I haven't said hey to you, you know, if you're one of my ride or dies, I appreciate you. So thank you guys. This is Coffee Talk. So what this is, if you haven't seen this before, is every week I go over the astrology from one Friday to the next. And at the end of the segment, I go over some celebrity events from an astrological point of view so that everybody can understand what exactly is going on with a particular person or situation. And we examine it by using astrology so we can know, oh, okay, that's why this person is this way, or that's why this is going on with them. It's kind of like an astrological lesson, you know, because I really love to teach astrology. So before we get into everything, how is Jupiter in Scorpio treating all of you guys? Let me know. How is it treating you guys? It just went into Scorpio, like a couple days ago. So I'm sure it's still at like the 0-degree mark. It's fresh energy. Did anybody feel a shift immediately when it went into Scorpio? Or are you guys still not really feeling it yet? Especially if you are a Scorpio rising, or Scorpio sun or moon, let me know how you've been feeling since it's, you know, transitioned into this new energy. And don't forget, you know, Jupiter's orbit is once every 12 years, Jupiter goes into a sign. So think back to 2005, 2006, what was going on in your life? Are you seeing any repeats of anything? You know, of course, the planetary alignments, as far as the other planets, are going to be a little bit different than they were 12 years ago, especially the outer planets that move a lot slower. So it's not going to be exactly the same as 12 years ago. But yeah, but still, you may see some, like, the area of life that you have Scorpio in may be highlighted again as it was during that time. What day was the shift? Tag team asks. It was on October 10th, I want to say, so like 3 days ago. So Sally says that she had a deep revelation through meditation and it was beautiful. Yes. And Cornelia says, not bothered by other people's opinions as much. Okay, that's good. And yes, Weinstein. Okay. I can't tell you guys how many requests I've gotten about this whole Harvey Weinstein scandal. I had no idea. I have never heard of this dude before this whole scandal thing came out. But if you guys were with me last week and I went through Jupiter and Scorpio overall and through the signs, you know, Taurus, as we love to say, I told you so. And I'm a Taurus sun. So I told you guys, if you guys think that there have been some truths revealed, okay, wait until Jupiter shifts into Scorpio. There's going to be huge, like, secrets revealed, scandals revealed. So this is definitely one of them. As soon as we got that shift, Jupiter and Scorpio, this is a huge thing that's blown up, right? It's not like we haven't had situations like this before in the past. It's not like, oh, this is a new phenomenon or anything. But this is something that's like huge, and Jupiter is the biggest planet physically. So anything that's Jupiter related when it comes to astrology, it is big and blows things up, right? So yes, I will be getting into Harvey Weinstein's chart, and just look at his chart and his personality to see, is he guilty of this? You know, what can we see in his chart? Some people are comparing his situation to Bill Cosby's, which is interesting. And I haven't pulled up Bill's chart, but maybe I will to see, do they have anything in common? Yeah, yeah, we'll see if they have anything in common. The only thing is we don't have Harvey's birth time. So I'm just going to go based on just the positions of the planets, not anything to do with houses, just the planets and aspects. So I'll do that at the very end. But first, we will get to the astrology of the week. What's going on? Okay, what's going on? So I have about an hour here. You guys already know I have some family obligations on Fridays. Children get out of school early, and I pick up not just my own children, but other children in the family from school now, stuff like that. And speaking of family stuff, I also want to let you guys know, because you guys are my peeps. You're here every week. And a lot of you guys have been clients of mine, or a lot of potential clients watch Coffee Talk, and I appreciate all of you guys. But I have been having a lot of family stuff go on, actually for the past like 4 or 5 months. And this is another astrology lesson for you guys, not just to talk about myself, okay? But wherever the north and south nodes are transiting, that's Rahu and Ketu, okay? The dragon's head and the dragon's tail is where you can have, because they're in opposite signs on opposite ends of your chart, there's always a cat and mouse game. There's an obsession there. There's things that can get out of control. You know, out of control maybe in a good way, to where it's like things just go boom and they blow up, and it's like, wow, you know, like spreading like wildfires, like good things happening. But also on the opposite end, it can be some negative things, you know. So anyhow, I have my midheaven, which rules career and public image and, you know, all that stuff, at 22 degrees of Leo. And I have my IC, which the fourth house cusp, which rules family, 22 degrees of Aquarius. So the nodes shifted into Leo and Aquarius in May, right? Right now, you know, degrees are at 22 degrees. So, you know, career is going great. A lot of you guys are contacting me for readings. I'm staying busy. You know, I love it. This is my thing. I love talking to all of you guys, and being here for you guys and all this stuff. And I'm a Taurus, honey, okay? And Taurus is, it doesn't matter if the whole world is exploding around us, we will still be working. But at the same time, I have a lot of family stuff going on. My father has been in and out of the hospital. He's back in again, and I am the oldest living child of his. So I've had to step up and take some responsibility over his health decisions and stuff, and go to the hospital a lot more. And it's been a little challenging, you know what I mean? So yes, there has been a delay with readings and stuff, but I'm still doing them. So I apologize if I've been not that great with getting back to people via email. I'm usually very like sixth house and like, you know, precise with getting back to people, emailing people right away, and all this stuff. And reading deliveries have been a little slower. So I apologize for that, guys, but I'm just letting you guys know, like, this is why. I'm not just like, oh, I'm a star and I'm just can take my time and just, oh, ho-hum, all these peasants. Nothing like that at all. I really have some serious family stuff going on. But, you know, career on the opposite end is dope. Like, I love it, you know. So it's a cat and mouse game I'm trying to balance out. So I appreciate you guys being patient. Everybody's been so cool with me, you know, and understanding, and I appreciate it so much. So just thought I'd let you guys know, because a lot of you guys do get readings from me, and I'm still here. I'm still doing them. I'm still here for you guys, but there's just, you know, a little bit of a delay with response and stuff like that. So, and I see some comments in the chat that are very positive, and I appreciate them so much from the bottom of my heart. So now, moving along, because we got to get to all this coffee talk, right? And I got to let you guys know what's going on in the cosmos and the cosmic weather that's affecting everybody, all of us, right? So before I do that, let me take a sip of my tea. This is coffee talk, but I tend to drink tea most of the time, as you guys know. And this is my one of my newest cups. I've only shown it once before. So some of you guys may have not seen it before, but this is, but first, lipstick, because you guys know I love makeup. beauty, all that stuff. And we are in Libra season. We're in Libra season. Libra is ruled by Venus, beauty and all that good stuff. Love it. So this is the cup of the day. The first lipstick, hunty. Okay. We got to get fierce. All right. So let me take a sip, see what's going on in the chat. Then we'll get into the astrology. Yeah. Phoenix rising. My prayers go out to you too, girl. You're going through it. I hear you. I've seen your comments too, right? Thank you guys too for the positive comments and stuff. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to get into the astrology of the week. There's so many shifts going on. There's a lot. But I'm only going to do one to go through all the signs. So this isn't like a 3-hour long boring video. Okay. So I will go through the new moon in Libra for all the signs. And but first let's talk about, you know, in date order what's going on. So today's the 13th of October. The moon is in Leo today, and I am feeling that. It's awesome. I love Leo moon energy. Yeah, I love the moon in Leo. Hopefully it's treating you guys pretty well. And what a day to talk about celebrities, right? With the moon being in Leo, because Leo energy does rule celebrities as well, and being in the spotlight and everything. So tomorrow, which is the 14th of October, Venus moves into Libra. Okay, Venus moves into Libra. This is really great because Libra is ruled by Venus. So this is like double the Venusian energy, right? Venus in Libra, you know, Libra energy is all about diplomacy. It's about having great manners and being very polite. Hi, how are you? You know, and a lot of people don't really dig Libra energy because of the kind of superficiality to it, which honestly, yes, there is a superficiality to Libra. There is, what's the word I'm looking for? People will say Libra energy is fake. But the thing is, Libra energy is all about peace, keeping the peace. And so a lot of times Libra energy will not express negative. You know, it's like we like to keep everything positive and happy and everything. So we won't always talk about the bad, Libra energy. And Libra energy, it is very much about having things in common with people, like being pleasant and, oh, you know what? Libra energy is that total, oh my God, me too. Like when someone's talking and you find something that you can relate to them with. And it's like, oh my God, me too. Yes, Sophia says they hate conflict. That's absolutely true. Libra energy does not like conflict. And, you know, Venus in Libra is the sign of partnership. It's a sign of meeting in the middle with someone. It's not just relationships like being booed up with somebody, okay? It is being partnered and being at a level with someone to where, you know, you guys understand one another. Okay. So that's Libra energy, and about one-to-one conversations with people. So enjoying that. So with Venus being there in its home, one of its home signs, it also rules Taurus. But it's lovely in Libra. Libra energy, Venus gives it its love for aesthetics. Okay. Love for beauty and all that stuff. Beauty, grace, all of that. So that's going to be bestowed upon us as a collective a little bit more when Venus dances her way into Libra. When I think of Libra energy, I think of, and she's actually in the news right now, and the stuff we're going to talk about in Coffee Talk. Gwyneth Paltrow is like the ultimate Libra. Like, you know, she's all graceful and polite. And when she divorced her husband, what did they call it? Conscious uncoupling. Who says like that, right? Only a Libra would say, no, everything's fine. We're divorcing and we're still on great terms. Conscious uncoupling. Oh my gosh. A lot of people roll their eyes at that like, come on, lady, for real. We know you guys have some drama behind the scenes. Don't even try to play. But Libra energy will be like, yeah, you know, it's great. It's fine. And Libra energy is famously known for still being in contact with and cool with exes. Okay. Actually, all the air signs are commonly known for that. Libra just likes to be liked by other people, likes to be liked and really takes value in what other people think. Okay. And if other people dislike the Libra energy, that's conflict to them. And Libra doesn't like that. So they like to keep the peace, putting out fires all over the place. What's opposite to Libra? Aries. Aries is fire, right? Starting fires everywhere, charging headfirst into conflict and, oh, you want some of this? You want some of this? Ha ha ha. Like that's Aries, right? Libra is like running around, putting out those Aries fires. No, no, we don't want to do that. We want to be peaceful. We want to love one another. You know, find what you have in common with someone instead of trying to see, pointing out the enemy everywhere. You know, who's your enemy? Like, oh, that's Aries. Libra is like, we mustn't have enemies. We must be, you know, friends with everyone. So anyway, Venus moving into Libra. It's really good for partnerships, for working things out, trying to meet in the middle. Yes, Samir, an ex, if an ex is an ex, they need to be an ex. Okay, as a Scorpio rising, I will agree with you. Okay. Scorpios were like, exes, no, who, what? They're dead to me in my mind. So I don't know who you're talking about. But Libra energy is staying level with people and staying courteous and pleasant, polite. So yeah, I've known a lot of people, especially Venus and Libra people. They will still stay friends with exes a lot of times, unless they have a lot of Scorpio in their chart or something. They'll stay friends with their exes, stay at like a level, but also, you guys know I keep it all the way real here on Coffee Talk, okay? Libra energy is also known for always having a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. They will have, like, okay, say for example, whatever gender you identify with and the gender that you like to date, okay? You will still have friends of that gender around, but they're really like also in the back of your mind, a backup plan, because Libra energy loves partnership so much that a lot of times, some Libras, not all, some Libras, they hate being alone, and they will say it all the time. Oh, I hate being alone. I hate being alone. They always have to have somebody around to do stuff with, talk to, bounce ideas off of. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? They are not the best decision makers a lot of times, and they like to have somebody else around to help them to make decisions by nature. So that's why they always are like so relationship oriented, that they like to keep people around that they know if this relationship I'm in right now doesn't work out, well, guess what? I have this person in mind, that person and that person, you know, we're on good terms. We're cool. We're attracted to each other, but we keep it, you know, we keep it at a courteous level, but we both know if I were single, it would be on and popping. Libras, do not deny that you guys can be like that. Like I said, unless you have a heavier other energy in your chart of another sign and you have Libra, maybe you won't play that, you know, maybe you'll be more like, okay, no, I like to stick to one person and I don't do any of that stuff. But I have lots of Venus in Libra male friends, especially male friends with Venus in Libra, because they love females. They love the feminine energy. And I'm talking about hetero males, even not hetero males. They just love the company, the Venus and Libra, of women, of the feminine. But yeah, I have a lot of hetero male friends, and they just love women. It doesn't matter if they're dating somebody or not. They have to have those female friends around to tap into their little feminine side sometimes, you know, and have feminine company. But I can guarantee you, they can still get flirty though. Some of them can. They can still get flirty. They'll know that you're in a relationship or they're in a relationship, but they like to have that knowing of like, you know what, this person, they're a friend, but I find them attractive, but I know that they could be like a plan A or B or whatever. Anyway, Libras, don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm not saying 100% of you guys are like that, but this is just an example of something I commonly see and recognize as an astrologer who reads people 24 hours a day. There is a pattern there, okay? But I love Venus and Libra people, male and female. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. But besides that, we're talking about the transit as a collective. How is it affecting us? Well, you know what? We may be more in a mood to get along with people. Doesn't matter if they're the opposite sex or same, if you're attracted to same or any of that. You just want to get along with people. You just maybe want to tap into our feminine side. It doesn't matter if we identify as feminine or masculine within our own nature. We all have feminine and masculine energies at different levels within us. So Venus and Libra will bring all of that out. You know, maybe it can be, it's not like, oh, everybody's going to want to, you know what? I just realized, you know that that slang term, it's cuffing season. cuffing season, or like cuddle weather and all cuddle season and all that stuff. It always happens around this time of year, right? Starting at this time of year in the fall. That's because it's Libra and then Scorpio, you know, and those are the signs of like really getting together with a person, having a relationship, whether it's casual, whether it's a deep like soul thing. This is that season and it starts there. So anyhow, I forgot where I was going with that. But you guys know what I'm saying. So people may be more in the mood, yes, to find a relationship partner. And, oh, I wish I had someone to be with. I'm at the mall by myself shopping. I wish I had a boo, you know, to say this looks good on you, that looks good on you, or whatever. Or even like a friend to just, you know, like I said, bounce ideas off of and thoughts. So we may feel a little bit more like that as a collective, and have more of an appreciation for art. Okay, like art and beauty and going to fashion shows and, you know, little stuff like that. Okay, as a collective. So that's Venus in Libra. And I know people are going to ask, how long is Venus going to be in Libra? And I will get that info for you ASAP right now. I should have written it down, but there's just so much, though, so much going on. So besides Venus moving into Libra, that's on the 14th. Then on the 17th, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio. So I'll just speak briefly about that because, ooh, time is running out for me. Sorry about the beginning, guys. Oh my gosh, I cut into time so much. I don't know what happened, but my live stream was just not showing up. But Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio on the 17th. This is our minds, our thinking, what we're talking about, going to a scorpionic place to where we're more into, we could become a little more skeptical. Yes. You know, like what's really going on? We will research things rather than just run with it. When Mercury is in an air signs tend to just get info and be like, oh yeah, okay. And then pass it along, play the game of telephone. Right. But when Mercury is in a sign like Scorpio, the investigator, the private investigator, you know, it's got to be like, oh, hold on. You know what? Whatever somebody's saying, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take it for face value. Okay. Like face value is trash. We got to go beneath the surface. I'm going to do my own investigative work. Okay. You know, so we may be more interested and intrigued by scorpionic topics and subjects as far as speaking to one another, as far as what we watch on TV or what books we read, whatever, you know, having conversations about stuff. And of course, I'm a Scorpio rising. I love Mercury in Scorpio. It's like, let's sit and talk, right? And I mean, really talk. Like we look each other in the eye. We are feeling what each other is saying, not just looking around, blah, 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 all this mindless stuff just floating away. And then we forget about it. No, you know, Mercury in Scorpio is the opposite of that. So Venus is going to be in Libra, guys, up until the 7th of November, and Mercury in Scorpio up until the 5th of November. So both of these energies are going to last about the same amount of time, you know, a little less than a month, because they move pretty quickly, those planets do. So yeah, Mercury in Scorpio, the minds are going to want to go a little bit deeper in conversations and everything else. So anyhow, yeah, and Mercury is going to conjunct Jupiter, and Jupiter and Mercury together is like absorbing lots of information. And it's also an exaggeration of things, Mercury and Jupiter. It can exaggerate. And actually, Harvey Weinstein, I think he has Mercury and Jupiter conjunct in his chart, which we will talk about. And yes, he does. He has Mercury and Jupiter conjunct. So anyhow, yeah, Mercury and Jupiter can be an exaggeration, like speaking in a more exaggerated manner. But also, it could be speaking in a manner that's a little more excitable, and like, you know, hey guys, what's up? You know, because Jupiter's big, right? It expands. So Suzette says, don't be looking at your phone when you're talking to a friend when Mercury's in Scorpio. Thank you very much. Thank you, because Mercury's conversation, Scorpio is eye to eye. We're really conversing here. We're really feeling each other when we're talking. It's not just blah, 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 right? So yeah, I totally hear you on that. Perla asks, when does Venus go into Libra? It's the 14th of October. Yeah, okay. Phoenix Rising says she loves deep conversations with Scorpios. Me too. You know, I have a lot of uberly mercurial, like Gemini energy around me closely, like all my close friends, family members, lots of Gemini. And Gemini likes to dart their eyes around and look around and say, and talk to somebody else while you're talking and then say, no, I'm really listening. And I'm like, no, you're Gemini listening. You're not, you're not really listening. You catch like 2 words here and there, every other word, and then you'll be able to regurgitate. Yeah. You said blah, blah, blah. And it's not even the full thing that you were really talking about. They do that all the time. And I'm like, you know, Geminis, I love you guys. You're so entertaining. But when it comes to these deep combos, man, you guys are not always the best for that. So then when I actually talk to a Scorpio, it's like they make eye contact, and so much so that I'm like, I know what this eye contact means. It means you're staring into my soul. I do this too. So I kind of even have to glance away a little bit when we're talking sometimes, you know, but still the eye contact and like them really hearing what you're saying is awesome. I love it. So that's what Mercury in Scorpio is going to bring to us. Maybe some, you know, more air sign types that dart around and don't pay attention. Well, pay attention when their ruling planet is in Scorpio. Okay, we'll see about that. So that's on the 17th that it ingresses into that sign. And then on the 19th, that's when we have the new moon going into Libra. Okay, so the new moon in Libra is going to be making an opposition to Uranus and a sextile to Saturn. Interesting. Okay, so what does that mean? First of all, new moon in Libra. New moons, sun, paternal energy, moon, maternal, coming together, birthing something brand new. New beginnings are usually what the new moons bring, okay, what they're associated with. I find the new moons to be a cleansing a lot of times, a time of cleansing out old anything, you know, and preparing yourself for the new, allowing new into your life because you got rid of an old first, you know. And if you notice in the sky, in the physical sky, when there's a new moon, you can't see it. You can't see it when it's the day of the new moon, when the sun and moon are together. And then once it starts progressing, then you see the little sliver of a crescent moon. And that's when it's like the new moon stuff, it starts to blossom and bloom most of the time. Yes, Cornelia says she agrees that the new moon is a time for cleansing. Yeah, it can be. You know, they say it's new, it's all new, but sometimes it can be getting rid of something old, you know. So the new moon in Libra, you know, as a collective, I guess you can say this is about relationships, how you view relationships. It's not just, like I said, you know, all the basic stuff we think when we think about relationships, having a boyfriend or girlfriend, a husband or wife. It's viewing how you relate one-to-one with others and what you can find in common with other people, how you converse one-to-one with others. All of that stuff is Libra. So there could be a sense of a newness, you know, and for some people it can be a relationship that's no longer beneficial to them goes bye-bye, you know, in order to welcome in not always a brand new relationship right away. And that's another thing I've noticed Libra energy can be so guilty of is I call it the J-Lo syndrome. And I believe J-Lo is a Libra rising. Other charts and astrologers beg to differ, but I read her as a Libra rising. And Libra energy can tend to, like I said, they have the plan A, the plan B, the plan C. You know, they got some prospects in mind while they're with someone. So then when they are done with one relationship, bam, they jump into another one. Hey, D, you guys, Astro D is here in the chat. Say what's up to her. Thank you very much for your support. But yeah, Libra can tend to just jump right into something. Like even I have okay, honestly, guys, I have friends that are Libras or 7th housers, and they have done exactly that. It's like they're done with somebody, right? And then they're like, oh, I'm already talking to this dude or this girl. And I'm like, wait a second, you didn't even give yourself time to be alone, to find yourself again, to recharge, to detox from that other person before you jump into another thing. You know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Like, I have a friend who's a Libra rising, and she was with this guy for years, living with him and his family. And it was such a very tense situation. And Saturn was in Libra at the time. So Saturn energy can really make you feel restricted. And someone can play that role of Saturn and tell you no all the time, restrict your freedom. So that guy was very controlling, restricted her freedom. And she was just like, always crying to me, I want to come back home. And she lived in another state way across the country, right? At this time, to live with this dude. I want to go back home. I want to go back home. I miss everybody. I don't want to be with this guy anymore, whatever, right? Guess what she did? She came back home for 2 or 3 days. I miss my family. I'm so happy to be back home, right? Then, like on like the 3rd or 4th day, I messaged her, hey, so are we going to meet up or whatever we had plans to do? Oh, I am in another state now, LOL. And I'm like, wait a second. I thought you were moving back home. Well, yeah, now I'm with this other guy. I'm like, hold up. Wait a second now. We have some things to talk about that you didn't tell me. You were with this guy for years, okay? Live with him in another state. Now, like 3 days after breaking up with him, you're with another guy in another state. You must have been talking to this guy the whole time. Yeah, he was a friend. A friend. Lord have mercy, woman. You didn't give yourself time. So anyhow, I say that to say that a new moon in Libra doesn't have to mean a brand new relationship, okay? Like, especially if you're getting rid of one that is just not good for you anymore. Give yourself time. Give yourself time to detox. Give yourself time to reset, you know, your own self, because Libra energy can be so caught up in other people and acceptance from another person. And when they get in relationships, they can become that other person a lot of times, or become someone else for that person to be accepted by them, you know? And then it's just like, after so long of playing that role, who are you? You know what I mean? You need to get back to figuring out who you are before you jump back into a relationship with someone new. So if anybody is going through a breakup during a new moon in Libra, give yourself time, hunty, okay, before you don't get that J-Lo syndrome and jump right into, I already had somebody lined up. No, detox. Get rid of their energy first, okay? So anyhow, this new moon is going to be in an opposition to Uranus. So what does that mean? Well, Uranus's energy, it's very sporadic, and it rules sudden things happening, right? Sudden, unexpected things happening. So with that being said, there could be something sudden and unexpected that does happen with this new moon in Libra that you weren't expecting. And it's like, whoa, it's like a surprise, you know? But on the other hand, we have a positive aspect from Saturn, and Saturn is a more grounding energy. It solidifies, it makes sure that the groundwork is laid out and laid down for the future, you know, not just the right now, you know, and Uranus and Aries could be like, oh my God, right now I want to do this. But Saturn is like, slow your roll. Let's figure out how this is going to turn out in the long run first, okay? So with those aspects going on, I think it creates a decent balance, and Libra energy is about balance anyway. So it does create a decent balance with this new moon, with what it can bring, you know, something sudden, but then it's like, well, hold on, let me think and then make a decision, you know? And with the Libra energy, Libra is not the best decision makers without other people. So, you know, just remember, make that decision on your own, okay? So now let's get into, very quickly, we'll go through the signs and, you know, speak about how the new moon in Libra is going to affect everybody. Now, if you are a Libra and you were born around the day of the new moon, which is the 19th, then this is a new beginning for you, like for the whole solar year, which means one birthday to the next. So happy birthday to you, if that is you. So we will get through the signs right now. Let me take a sip, see what you guys are talking about here, okay? Yeah. Yeah, but you're supposed to share. Sorry. So anyhow, let's go through the signs. But one more thing, Libra is about justice and fairness too. Okay, so justice may be served, and we may figure out what's fair in some legal situations, because Libra can deal with legal stuff too. So, can Libra Sun get back to X? Well, I mean, that all depends on you. And, you know, that depends on you. But usually a new moon in your sign means it's all about you and less about other people. Okay, so moving along. So new moon in Libra on the 19th. if you're Aries, sun, moon, or rising, how does this affect you? Well, this is in your 7th house of relationships. So this could be a new beginning with a relationship for Aries people. Everything that I mentioned in the general, it can be happening for you guys pretty much. You could be out with the old and with the new. Out with the old, but I recommend out with the old and then in with the new perspective on relationships. Not always a new person, a perspective of how to handle them. And because this is sextile Saturn in your 9th, this is opposite Uranus in your sign. This could be maybe an end to a long distance relationship or a beginning of a long distance one or something like that. You know, or maybe you decide to go back to school and do you and instead of like a relationship. If you were in one that was trying to dictate what you do with your life, or for example, you know, maybe it's like, you know what, I need new experiences. 9th house where Saturn is about life experiences. So I need new experiences. So you know what, it's time for me to either end a relationship or maybe begin one that can allow me to have some new experiences in life that are awesome. So that's for Aries. So next up is Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. The new moon in Libra, how does it affect you guys? Well, it's in your 6th house, which is health and work, and what you do on a daily basis, okay? So Maria Jose. Oh, okay. When am I working next? Oh, just email me, Maria Jose. Okay, just email me. So Taurus is this is all about health and work for you guys. So that means that you guys may start a new job or you may leave a job, because this is also, you know, a sextile to Saturn in your 8th house, which is joint finances, and it is in opposition to Uranus in your 12th house, which is your well-being. It's your well-being, you know, like your mental well-being, how well you take the time out to take care of yourself. I'm sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Kids are home on fall break. Had to handle something. Anyhow, for Tauruses, my poor bulls have been interrupted so much. Okay, so let me start over. Tauruses, so this is health and work. This may be a time where you start a new job or you leave a job. And this is also affecting how you take time out for yourself. So maybe you leave a job because you're like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. It's not good for my health. It's not good for my well-being. It doesn't allow me to take time off or time out. And this may affect my joint finances, which is the 8th house, but it's necessary, okay? Or you guys may find a sense of transformation through a new experience, through a job, leaving or starting one, but also through your health. There could be something that comes up that's like, you know what, I got to take care of me. I got to take care of my health. A health issue may be brought to your attention, Taurus, or there could be a new revelation, a new beginning in a health issue to where it's like, now it's settled and it's better and you know how to heal from it, okay? So that's for Tauruses. Next up is Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? So this is happening in your 5th house. I love the 5th house. Every time I talk about a 5th house a horoscope, I get all giddy for you guys. Want to do a little dance, do a little cabbage patch, you know, get all happy. So Gemini, that's how I'm getting for you guys. A new moon in your 5th house. That can mean a new hobby, a new romance, a new way to look at how you can make yourself happy in life. What makes you happy in life, and doing more of that. How can you do more of that? What makes the heart happy, the heart chakra glow, right? So yeah, Gemini, that could be for you guys, or it could be something based around children, having children, deciding to have children or not to. A new beginning in the lives of your children is how the new moon can affect you guys. The sextile to Saturn is in your 7th house of relationships. The opposition to Uranus is in your 11th house of groups of friends. So it could be suddenly maybe deciding to leave a group or association with the group and make your own decisions to be on your own and shine on your own. It could be you finding a romance amongst friends, okay? And it can turn into a solid relationship in the future. So that's for Gemini. So next up is Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. How's the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? So this is happening in your 4th house, home and family life. It's the Cancer area of the chart, okay? So you guys are Cancers. Let me tell you guys, I live with one and I love him to death. But when when it's Libra season, Cancers get extra cancery because this is your fourth house. You guys are the fourth sign and all that nerdy astro math. So you guys are uber cancery. So anyhow, a new moon in the fourth house. This is a new moon in the Cancer area. It's all about that Cancer life for you guys right now. So this could be for some of you guys moving to a new home, a new beginning within the family. And I really hope that it's like a new beginning that's great for you guys. I have a friend who's a Cancer moon, and she just posted on Facebook this morning, oh, I'm looking at homes right now. I'm going to move. Cross your fingers for me. And I am hoping, I'm betting on it, that with this new moon in Cancer, she's going to find her home. And you know how you guys are about your homes. It's everything to you, to feel comfortable, to feel secure, to have your shell, you know. So yeah, it could be you guys moving, finding a new home, leaving a home that wasn't comfortable anymore, whether it was yours or you were living with people. Some sort of living situation thing can change, something within your family. And this is making an opposition to Uranus in your 10th house, a sextile to Saturn in your 6th. So this could be like a work situation or career situation that changes, that affects your family life. Maybe a schedule change. Maybe it is like relocating. Maybe it's a great new career opportunity that affects your family in a good way. So that's for Cancer. So Leo, sun, moon, or rising. How is the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? This is your 3rd house. So this is the house of siblings. So maybe relationship with siblings can change. Something in the life of a sibling can change, or cousins. It rules those people. 3rd house, I call it around the way. Okay. I call it the around the way house. This is like, you know, the people that you talk to, your neighbors, your coworkers that you see every day when you go out and run errands, go to the store, the bank, those people that you see around your area, immediate area that you live. So yeah, something that can change based on that area of life. 3rd house is also how you communicate and how you get around via transportation. So some Leos can maybe get a new car. This is in an opposition to Uranus in the 9th house of travel, and sextile Saturn in your 5th house. So this could be something around maybe actually also educational decisions that can help you within business, or like a hobby, turning a hobby into a business. And maybe you want to learn some new things that can enhance the success of that, increase the chances of success, and make it a solid thing. So good luck, Leos. That's for Leo. So Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. How's the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? So this is all about money and family for Virgo, because this is in your 2nd house of the money that you earn. Okay. So for some Virgos, you guys could be another sign that's getting a new job. Hey, I know Virgos are all about their jobs and being happy at their jobs. Virgos can so easily be unhappy within their work, okay, within the work they do, because you guys pay so much attention to what you do every day in the work environment, and how the work environment can just affect you guys so much because you're the sign of work. So some of you guys can get a new job, better pay. I'm really rooting for you guys if that's what you're going after. Some of you guys can also take a look at your finances and decide to make some better decisions with how you handle them. And these can be decisions that are based around the family too, because this is in opposition to Uranus in the 8th house of joint finances. That means even if you're like married or in a relationship, you share a bank account, whatever. And then a sextile to Saturn in your 4th house, which is your home where you live and your family life. So Virgos could be making some decisions that could have to come about suddenly that have to do with family, but I mean, with money, but in the long run, it can affect the family, or maybe some inheritance comes up, and that lays in more of a solid foundation for the future of your family. It's just a family and finance related new moon for you guys, for Virgos. So next up is Libra, sun, moon, or rising. How does the new moon in Libra affect you guys? Well, you know, a new moon in your sign, I told you, this is really a new beginning for you guys all around Libra, okay? Anywhere in life, this is a new beginning for you guys. So it's all about you. And this is in an opposition to Uranus in your 7th house of relationships and what other people think about you, and caring about what other people think. Because Libras, you know, you guys care about that. And this is a sextile to Saturn in your 3rd house of communication. So this could be a social, more of like a social new beginning for you in your social life, how you want others to see you, how you want others to perceive you, the first impression that you want to give off, like have more control over that, over your image. And in return, maybe that can help your communication with other people, relating to people one-to-one, and maybe that can bring you a solid relationship. Because let me tell you, I get a lot of readings from Libras and Libra risings. That's all they want to know about. Relationships, what's up with my relationship life, you know? So this could be a new beginning that does have to do with relationships. But once again, it can be also letting go of one because it's not good for you anymore. And getting back in touch with yourself, learning more about yourself. 3rd house is learning, where Saturn is at. And in return, you know, you could be fresh and new for the next new boo that you come along, your plan A, B, or C. But give yourself some time, though, okay, to think about stuff. But yeah, it could be a sudden decision based around relationships, yourself, and communication, how you communicate with others. So that's for Libra. So for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the new moon in Libra is in your 12th house. So this is very spiritual, spiritual letting go of something for Scorpio people. And this could be like tapping more into your own spirituality for Scorpios, learning how to take time out for yourself and care for yourself, because this is in an opposition to Uranus in your 6th house. And Uranus in the 6th, it is about work. So this could be a job thing too, because this is sextile Saturn in your 2nd house of money. So this could be the same with your opposite sign, Taurus, Scorpio, where it's all about making a job decision that affects your health and your well-being. And in return, the money can be better. You know, there could be a more solid foundation laid down for long-term for the money, okay? But some of you guys could be in those, this is one of those new moons that could bring about that I can't take this ish anymore at a job. I need to do what's right for me and for my health and well-being as well as my finances. So you guys may leave a job, you know, or start a new job. So yeah, but it is about making sure that you guys recognize that you need to still take care of yourself besides take care of your finances and the environment around you and work. Okay, Scorpio. So this is a really good ritualistic new moon for Scorpios because of it. The 12th house is about letting go and karmic cycles. And it's like the last part of a karmic cycle of the yearly cycle that we all go through every single year. Before we get to your sign, Scorpio, next month, where we have a new moon, we got a full moon that involves you. So it could be a letting go and like, okay, let me do a reset. Okay, you guys are going to be doing a reset. All right, so next up is Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? Well, this is happening in your 11th house. So this is all about friendships. This could be letting go of a friendship, beginning a new friendship, beginning with a new group of like-minded individuals that you want to be friends with. This could be also, yeah, like a social situation that you want to change, you know, maybe involvement within a group, it just doesn't resonate with you anymore. And you want to say, you know what? I'm going to disassociate and I'm going to go off and do me, because this isn't in opposition to Uranus in your 5th house. The 5th house is your hobbies that you do. It's also like, it can rule confidence, you know, confidence and expression of the self. Maybe you want to express yourself more as an individual instead of related to, you know, being associated with a certain group or whatever. Because also this is in a sextile to Saturn in your 1st house of the self. You are building yourself, Sag. You're rebuilding yourself with Saturn and Sag, okay? So these are all energies working together. So this could be something to that extent, you know, a rebuilding of yourself that's supported by the new moon, and you want to do something that's like expressive, that's creative. You want to put it out there, maybe build a website, start a YouTube, start a business and network, you know, all of that good stuff could be happening for Sag people. And in return, hey, you know what? It's a better look on you, you know, better first impression that people will have of you going forward, because that Saturn is involved there. So yeah, good luck, Sag. So next up is Cappies, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? So you guys are another sign I'm doing a little dance for, because this is in your 10th house of career. Cappy's the 10th sign. You guys become extra cappy, like, you know, during anything Libra, because Libra is your 10th house and you're the 10th sign. So anyway, so you guys are like uber cappy right now, all about your business game, all about your public image. And so this is like home base for you. So that's why I'm like excited, because a new moon in your 10th house, it can mean a new career opportunity. You know, you guys just finished your run of Jupiter in that house, right? So this, if Jupiter didn't bring you like a grand opportunity or something, you know what? Maybe it could be that the new moon in Libra gifts you something, you know, that all that hard work you did with Jupiter in the 10th, maybe, you know, the new moon can support it, you know, if you didn't see anything during the Jupiter transit. So yeah. And Astro D says she's trying to holler at a cap. She can't do it. That's a whole other thing. But Cappies, you guys are awesome people though. I really hope you have a great career opportunity that comes up. You may decide to leave behind a certain career venture that you were doing because it's like, you know what, it just wasn't working for me. Jupiter in the 10th showed me that I did a lot of hard work. Nothing was transpiring. It's time for something new. It's time for a new chapter. And this is in an opposition to Uranus in the 4th house and a sextile to Saturn in your 12th. So this is another like home, family, job type of situation that could be brought about with this new moon. So it could affect all of that, like your well-being and also your family. Maybe you guys may decide to suddenly move because you're able to relocate because of a job, you know, or maybe this job is like, you get it like a really bomb like career opportunity, and in return, you and your family, you guys can move to a better house, you know, something like that. It's along those lines as far as the new moon for Capricorns. Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. How does the new moon in Libra affect Aquarians? This is in your 9th house, which is the house of greater opportunities. Okay. So, yeah, so for Aquarius, this could be you guys. I mean, the average things that we say with the 9th house: going back to school, educational pursuits, new beginning there, traveling, new beginning there, a new trip that you want to take that you are planning out. This is also, like I said, it's just opportunities in general. So you guys may need an opportunity or an experience in your life. You may feel like you're lacking in excitement and, you know, like you want to see life from a greater perspective. So this is, anything can fall into that, you know, not just to travel and education, anything. So you may want some new experiences. So Aquarians, you may be getting that. This new moon may initiate something. And it could be along the lines of, you know, communication and experiences with other people and joining in. Maybe you find like a group of people that want to do the same things as you, the same opportunities, the same points of view and perspectives on life. And it's like, wow, like this is a whole new world. And now because of that, you get a chance to travel. Like you meet some new friends. You can travel, you can do some different things now, you know, because Uranus is in your 3rd house. 3rd house is short distance travels. It's also the mind, how the mind works, and having genius ideas, which Aquarians are all about anyway, right? So yeah, you guys just may have some really cool opportunities come up. They may come up as a result of networking, which is what Saturn in the 11th house is helping you to work on, you know, networking and separating like friends from acquaintances and learning how to work with both groups, you know, to your advantage, and recognize the difference between the two. So that's for Aquariuses. Now, last but not least, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. How's the new moon in Libra affecting you guys? This is in your 8th house. This is also a money thing for Pisces as well. So this is the 8th house, which is joint finances, a new beginning there. So maybe some Pisces, your partner, business partner, may be getting an increase or an inheritance, something along with the lines of finances that's new that can happen. Because this isn't in opposition to Uranus in your 2nd house of money that you earn. So an opposition there. So some sort of change involving money. And this is sextile Saturn in your 10th house of career. So Saturn is supporting this. So you could have some new job or some new something come up with when it has to do with money that can help to lay, you know, more of a foundation and a solid ground with your career and your public image. This could be you receiving inheritances from a family member, because like a parent or something, because Saturn is in your 10th house. 10th house can rule like parental figures. 8th house can be inheritance. And second house is money. So, you know, there's all of that stuff going on at the same time. So yeah, it could mean that for some Pisces people. You know, the 8th house is also your, like, it's also transformation. There could be some real transformational stuff going on for Pisces. And in return, you feel like you value yourself a lot more. You value life. You value your career. And your public image can improve as a result of that. So yeah, it's mostly about money and values and a little splash of career for Pisces for the new moon. So that was it, guys, for the astrology portion of Coffee Talk this week. So if you are going to tune out because you don't want to hear about the celebrity stuff, you know, I still love you, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Don't forget to hit me up for a reading if you would like a more personalized view of how any of this stuff affects you. Okay, a more personal reading on career, relationships, anything, hit me up. All right, so next up is Coffee Talk. We're going to talk really quick. I've got about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes to go over this dude's chart. Okay, so Harvey Weinstein, if you haven't heard the news, you haven't been into the gossip or whatever, Harvey Weinstein is the owner of Weinstein, the Weinstein Corporation, Weinstein Enterprises, something like that. He has a company, production company, I believe, in Hollywood with his name attached to it. He was the owner of Miramax Films. He was one of the pioneers that helped start it up, I believe. And mind you guys, this is all new to me. I'm not familiar with this guy, and I just barely started looking into him yesterday because I got so many emails and requests, even from clients that I spoke to. Can you talk about Harvey Weinstein? And I'm like, okay, cool. So forgive me if some of the research I did, little research, is like not correct. But I know charts, and I looked at his chart. Okay, so we're gonna look into his chart. He's been accused of harassment by lots of women in Hollywood. A lot of them are starting to speak out. It started with one, and then it spread like a wildfire, boo-boo. Okay, like a lot of them started coming out, even big name Hollywood actresses, like I mentioned Gwyneth Paltrow earlier, and she's a Libra, right? So we talked about her. So yeah, she is also one of the people speaking out and saying, you know what? Yeah, he harassed me too. He was inappropriate towards me as well. So all of these allegations are coming out. Yes, he was accused of rape. Oh my goodness. So yeah, he's been accused of rape, of harassment, all kinds of stuff by several women in the industry. And let me tell you guys something. I talked to a client last night, and she told me that she knows somebody in the industry who knows about this guy. And she was like, even years ago, if you're watching, shout out to you, girl. We just talked for like an hour last night on Skype. It was dope. But anyway, she told me that she knows somebody in the industry, and that person let her know about this Harvey Weinstein guy. And this was years ago, about how he is, you know, like it was known all around about how he is. So anyhow, so this is not just Hollywood people talking. This was even like a behind the scenes person who knows a person, you know, claiming this. So anyhow, what's in his chart? You know, people just wanted me to look at his chart, right? Nothing in particular. Is he a person that's capable of this stuff? First of all, before we pull up his chart, I want to tell you guys a little story. Harvey Weinstein is a Capricorn moon, okay? He's a Capricorn moon. And before Capricorns get bent out of shape, I'm not saying every single Capricorn is like this or like him or going to do the things that he does. But talking about the Capricorn energy isolated on its own, and what we've seen repeated themes and patterns of behaviors, negative behaviors of, okay? Capricorn energy on a negative side, when someone vibrates more on the negative side of Capricorn, it can be about power and control, like in an evil, scheming type of way, to be honest. And I have seen this firsthand. I used to work in an office. A lot of you guys know that, before I became a full-time astrologer. The boss that I had was a Capricorn moon. He was not an attractive man, and I don't mean to be superficial, but being honest, all the ladies in the office said, he's a pig. He's not attractive. His personality is not attractive, not just looks. And that he's a pig, and he's a power-hungry type of guy. Manipulates using his power with being a department head. I have a coworker that I worked with in this job. She was very beautiful, and he would ask women who he was attracted to if they could do things like go in his office where he would close the door and write a bunch of numbers and stats on the board, right? Office space type stuff, TPS reports, but they would write it on the board, right? So he would only ask gorgeous women to do that, and they would do that in there with the door closed. Nobody ever spoke on this, but she started confiding me and saying that he was a pervert. She would say he's a pervert, and she would kind of tease him and be like, you know what, I'm going to go to HR. And he would say stuff like, you know, if you go to HR, you know what'll happen. He basically was insinuating he would destroy her and make sure she was fired, and would bring up all the negative things that she has done there in the workplace, little dumb things, you know what I mean? Little stuff you can get in trouble for at work. So what happened was that coworker of mine, she ended up getting fired. She called me immediately after, and she said, you know what I did? He was trying to call me out on naming all these little dumb things I did. And she said, I went to HR, not just go close door in the office. I blurted out, he's a pervert. He harassed me. He harassed the other lady before me that went in to do the board for him. He was a pervert. He did this and that. And she left. So I haven't heard anything since about what happened to this man with him abusing his power. But he was like, I'm going to, you know, he was going to try to fight it, but he was very nonchalant about it. And I heard that this Harvey Weinstein guy, that he's being very like, you know what, I'm going to go to rehab. I'm going to get help, but then I'm going to come back in this industry. He's got this mind that's like so into power and control that he's so confident in his power that he'll be able to come back in the industry, and all these little women that are talking, that are beneath him, are not going to be able to stop him. But now I'm so glad that all of them are coming forward on this. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a Capricorn moon thing that's negative. A Capricorn thing that's negative is the power and control. And they know things about you because they're in charge, they're over you. So they know things that can destroy your reputation. Capricorn is a sign of reputation. They can destroy your rep if they wanted to. They know people that know people that know people. They have all these connections. They have this name and title, so they can threaten you with that. And I feel like that's why these women in Hollywood did not speak out. And in that office that I worked in, I'm like, I guarantee that before that one lady and before the lady before her, there were probably more women that Capricorn moon boss harassed, but he threatened them with his power and his title and authority. You know, so with all that being said, I just want to get that out there, you guys, that this isn't just a Hollywood thing. This happens all the time. I actually had a different Capricorn boss, if you will, that was so power hungry and controlling and mind manipulating and was abrasive. And I didn't say anything. I was afraid to speak out because I already know how that mindset thinks, that they could destroy my career, my budding career. So I never said anything until other people started speaking out, and more and more and more and more people started speaking out. Then I finally felt the courage. Okay, well, now that I know that this person can be stopped, I will let you know what they've been doing. They took that Capricorn power way out of control. So yeah, it happens all the time, guys, in different industries. Okay, so with all that being said, let's look at his chart for a few minutes. Okay, so Harvey Weinstein, let's screen share his chart really quick and go over it. What's going on with him besides the Capricorn moon that I spoke so much about, so passionately about, because I'm like, ooh, I know all about this. Hold up. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed about his chart, besides the Cap moons, is he's a 29-degree Pisces sun. Okay, that 29th degree, a lot of people that were born under the 29th degree, their lives can be very much full of turmoil. And not saying 100% of people, but a lot of people can be, you know, their life is like kind of on the edge, because this is on the edge of a sign, right? The 29th degree. So I noticed that. And Pisces energy on a negative side could be very manipulative emotionally. So he could probably emotionally connect to women. He has Venus in Pisces. So he probably is like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a nice guy or whatever, and I'm here for you. You know, Pisces energy can be the savior. I'm here for you. But then he can turn around and use this Aries energy, Mercury and Jupiter in Aries. This is someone who's a big talker, okay? They can talk big, and they can talk big and powerful. Aries, right? So he may do that. And those Aries, Capricorn energies together can be all about power and control. And also, look at this, guys. He's got Mars in Scorpio. Mars for a man is how they express their masculinity. Okay, so Scorpio energy. I mean, I'm not saying this about 100% of Scorpio, so don't get mad, but Mars and Scorpio on a negative side, some people can use that energy to be a creepy predator, okay? And, you know, Scorpio rules, you know, it rules, you know, certain parts of the body. There's children around me, so I'm not going to say, but you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? And he has his Mars in Scorpio, so he could be very, like, his drive can be very scorpionic and lustful, let's just say that. And his Mars is in a square to Pluto. It's in a direct, like only 1 degree apart square from Pluto. That's what that red line is right there. So Mars and Pluto, anything like negative aspects, whether it's the square, the inconjunct. Thanks, Heather, here on Astrologer, for teaching us more about the inconjunct. The square, the inconjunct, the opposition, and the conjunction of Mars and Pluto can be a combination that can be very destructive and about power and control as well, and manipulation. And it can be violent. Mars and Pluto together can be violent in any of those aspects, guys. Like I said, not 100% of the time, but a lot of the times it can be very violent. So also, he's got, let's see, he's also got an opposition between Mercury and Neptune. Okay, so an opposition between Mercury and Neptune. Mercury is how you speak and communicate. Combined with Jupiter, that makes him a big talker. Opposite Neptune. Neptune can rule deception on a negative side. So this is a very manipulative person, guys. We could see it in his chart. Saturn is power and control too. So he uses power and control to manipulate people with Neptunian things, which Neptune, it rules the movie industry, and he's in the movie industry. So he's using his talents, the Pisces energy, you know, the aspects to Neptune. He's using them in his career pretty well, you know, with being a movie guy, being a visionary and all that stuff. But he's vibrating on the negative, more evil sides of those energies, which is manipulating people. And he's possibly got a grand cardinal cross in his chart, because we don't know his birth time. We don't know the degree of his moon. The 6th degree it could be incorrect. His moon could be anywhere from 0 to 12 degrees of Capricorn. And let's on that note, so a cardinal grand cross is like you are on a cross, you know, because he's got the Aries, he's got the Libra, the Uranus in Cancer, and the moon in Capricorn. That's like always being pulled on a cross, and that's like, you know, always having crisis and drama and all kinds of things in your life. And also, last thing I'm going to mention, the moon in a man's chart can rule not only mother and family in your early childhood, but females and how you deal with females. I really think that this guy, because it's conjunct Chiron, maybe he has some mother issues, and that could be the reason why he acts the way he does towards women. There could have been something that happened to him in his early childhood, and this isn't excusing anything, all right? We use astrology to explain and to research. He could have had something happen to him in early childhood that could have been inflicted upon him by a mother figure, or a woman, or a female figure in a position of authority and control, which is Capricorn, okay? That caused him to have a negative feeling towards women, to want to turn around and try to control them and to hurt them. Chiron it could be pain. So I think there was something in early childhood. And moon opposite Uranus, that can mean that like there was some crazy, like weird, unusual things that happened to you in childhood that were maybe like sporadic or just different and weird, okay? So he has some possible childhood trauma, guys. that made him turn around and utilize his energies in a negative way that he needs help for. Moon and Chiron people, that's like an aspect to where that person, they will need some sort of therapy at some point in their lives, okay? You need to either have it when you're growing up, or like there could be issues that you're hiding, and as an adult, they can come out in a negative way to where you hurt others, you hurt yourself, and you need some type of therapy. So this man, whatever therapy he said he's getting, I hope he's getting some really deep psychological early childhood type of therapy for his issues with what he's been doing to women for years, okay? So that is it, guys. Let me stop the screen share. All right, so that's it, guys, for coffee talk for this week. Woo, that was a little intense, right? So I thank you guys so much again for joining me. I thank you guys for your support, for your love, showing love in the chat and in the comments, being so kind and patient with me through my own family stuff. The Chiron, transit Chiron is right on my Pisces moon, speaking of moon and Chiron stuff. So yeah, that stuff is pretty heavy. So this is my, thing that I do to this therapeutic is give back, is give readings to people to help heal other people. So I love to continue to do it. So if you'd like a reading, hit me up. My info is below and in the I button. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. I hope you enjoy Jupiter in Scorpio, Venus in Libra, new moon in Libra, all of that good stuff that's shifting and going on right now. And yeah, have a great weekend. Have a great week. I will see you guys next Friday around the same time. Okay. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you. Peace.